Okay, looks like Project Rebuild Toyota Corolla station wagon engine 7A FE 1994 had a, well, in my case, a minor setback, but in other people's case, it's a major setback. It turned out that the oil leak I was trying to track was indeed the head gasket. Now, the head gasket that I put in there was recommended to me, the high quality, expensive metal. Uh, Here it is, right here, two-piece metal head gasket. But the problem is, this type of head gasket requires a very, very, very level and a very specific kind of torquing to seal correctly, and this one did not seal correctly. So I got oil leaks. So the only way to fix that was to replace the head gasket. Now this head gasket is being replaced by all graphite and metal, much thicker, much softer head gaskets, which will seal much better and easier with surfaces that may not be 100% truly level and square. Now, granted, these the head and the block on this engine are brand new and are clean and flat. I checked them, but just not flat enough for that style head gasket. So if you're having some kind of an oil leak that you just cannot solve, and you've checked everything else, all your seals, your valve cover gasket, your oil pan gasket, and all of your plugs in your block, everything's been checked. Your main engine rear seal, your main engine, your front crankshaft seal, and your water pump and your oil pump seals are all nice and tight. Even the O-ring on your distributor, check that before you do what I'm doing. It's a lot of work, but I like doing it and I'm good at it, so I don't mind. But this is a little update from my YouTube 7AFE mechanics. Be careful of what head gasket you put on. Even if it's all new parts, it could still leak oil. We'll see if this solves my problem. Another indicator, though, that this was, is that in fact what was happening is if you look at the cylinders, the leak was right here between 1 and 2, and you can see that the oil was leaking not only out but also into number 2 specifically, and number 1 a little too, because the oil burnt black on top of the pistons. You can see how the pistons are black, and the 3 and 4 are still clean. There was no oil leaking into those. This is where the oil was leaking and dripping down onto my oil filter and below. I traced it all the way up to the head gasket and then took the head off. So, in a nutshell, be really careful of what head gasket you put on when you do a big job. Do your research, and that way you don't have to do it twice like me. I got misinformation and now I'm paying for it. Signing off on the final update. Hopefully I will be driving this later on this evening and to work tomorrow. Okay, doke. That's it. We're at 3.5 minutes, and I'm going to call it right now.